Welcome and greeting to my true stories from my book Confessions of a Salesman and Stories from the Frontline, available from Amazon. During my time selling adjustable beds, I was often sent to appointments in all sorts of locations. Some were straightforward, others were a little more unusual, and perhaps the most memorable. On one particular day, I was given an appointment in the valleys, not too far from where I lived. As I drove into the street, I immediately noticed something strange. There were balloons outside the house, not just that house, but several of the neighboring houses as well. There were banners, decorations, a real sense of celebration. As I pulled up and got out of the car, something even stranger happened. Neighbors began to come outside, and then they started applauding me. At that point, I genuinely wondered if they had mistaken me for someone else, perhaps someone important, a local celebrity maybe. But I decided to carry on and see what was going on. When I approached the house and knocked on the door, I was greeted with an incredibly warm welcome, not just from the customer, but from what seemed like the entire family. People from across the street had gathered inside, everyone smiling, everyone excited. I was offered tea, biscuits, and made to feel like a long-lost relative. I had never experienced anything like it. Naturally, I began the sales presentation, and again, everything seemed to be going incredibly well. The customers were nodding, agreeing, showing great interest. When I presented the brochure, which included beds ranging from around 5,000 pounds to 10,000 pounds, they didn't hesitate. In fact, they seemed happy to choose one of the more expensive options. At this point, I was thinking to myself, this is the easiest sale I have ever made. Then came the important question. How would you like to pay? Cash or finance? I asked. They looked at me, slightly confused, and then said something that stopped me in my tracks. We thought the bed was free. For a moment, I didn't quite understand, so I asked them to explain. It turned out that somewhere along the line there had been a misunderstanding. The company had been offering a free pillow as an incentive for booking an appointment, but the customer had interpreted this in a very different way. They believed they had won a free bed. That explained everything. The balloons, the banners, the neighbors, the applause. I contacted the office to clarify the situation. After a brief pause on the phone, they confirmed what I had already suspected. The customer had simply got the wrong end of the stick. Needless to say, once the misunderstanding was cleared up, the sale didn't go ahead. But it did leave me with one of the most memorable experiences of my sales career, because for a brief moment, I had arrived like a celebrity to deliver something that didn't exist. I hope you enjoyed this story. If you'd like to hear more from my book, please subscribe to my channel.